All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's Tridium Talk on the Niagara Community Innovation Hub. We are incredibly grateful that you have chosen to join us today as we walk through this new feature on the Niagara Community, along with some other updates on what's new with Niagara. Now, before we get started, just want to cover a few ground rules. We will provide an opportunity for you to ask questions at the conclusion of this demonstration. But if you would like to ask a question while the presentation is ongoing, please feel free to use the Q&A feature located in your meeting controls. And any question that we do not answer during this demonstration, we will address offline, and then we'll post that along with the Tridium Talk on Tridium.com. So you'll have the ability to watch this presentation after the fact, as well as review any of the questions that were asked during this presentation. So let's get moving. Let's discuss a few things, what's going on new with Niagara. It's a new year, and we haven't had the opportunity to meet, but so often given what's going on right now. But there's plenty of new developments with Niagara, and we're very excited to be able to review some of those with you today. First and foremost, the Niagara Summit 2022. So we are incredibly excited to be able to host this event this year, especially given the events that have gone on over the past 2 years. This is going to be an exceptional opportunity for all of us in the community to come together, to exchange ideas, thoughts, developments, and just get up to speed with how everything's been going. Now, when we don't have these opportunities to be able to meet on a regular cadence, we really lose out on some of the value that those meetings provide. And so we are really looking forward to this event. And actually, you have a great opportunity at your disposal right now, because we are currently offering early bird registration rates until February 4th. So you get a discounted rate for registering early, and you can find more information and register on Tridium.com/Niagara Summit. So we definitely encourage you to act fast to take advantage of that early bird rate, especially before it expires. But just from an event perspective, we are scheduled to kick this thing off on April 4th, and it will last through April 6th. And we will be hosting this event at the Charlotte Convention Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you haven't had an opportunity to visit Charlotte, it's a great city that's just been growing by the minute. There's a number of great things that you can do while you're attending the event, in addition to just being able to see some of the showcases that we'll have to offer, the developer boot camp, trade shows, as well as educational tracks with specialized breakout sessions. And those are going to feature presentations from our industry thought leaders, along with some seasoned members of the Niagara community. And then, of course, you have just a great opportunity to network with folks in the community. Especially given what's been going on over the past 2 years, we really do need to take advantage of this social networking opportunity. Just to touch base, get everybody up to speed. So it really is here that we're bringing together our full community of MSIs, building engineers, application developers, building owners, and facility managers. Nowhere else will you find such a powerful mix of people ready to discuss how we're going to make our commercial buildings, data centers, industrial plants, and other spaces more intelligent, cyber secure, and energy efficient, all the while ensuring the safe health and well-being of the people inside. So an exciting event, and I can tell you that I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping to see you there. So from a feature and release standpoint, Niagara 4.10 is out there. We released it in March of 2021. That is our long-term support release. So what that gives you is routine access to update builds throughout its lifespan. So we are committing to supporting 4.10 for 2.5 years from its release. So that will get you support through the end of 2023. And this is going to be very valuable for developers or OEMs that have built or extended applications on top of the Niagara Framework, or enterprise level customers that just need a stable version of Niagara at which they can deploy throughout their facilities. Now, the reason being is because with this LTS, what we're going to be doing is we'll be updating third-party libraries, we'll be updating the Java version, and then we'll be all taking that all together along with any defect fixes that have been reported by customers. So with the whole idea is that you'll have at a regular cadence access to critical defect fixes, updated third-party libraries in Java, which will ensure the robustness and the security of your Niagara install. And next, we have Niagara 4.11. This was released in December and carries a host of powerful features. More specifically, we have BACnet Secure Connect. We've got Web Wiresheet. We've got the Archive History Provider, the Alarm Archive Provider, PLS 1.3, web chart enhancements. When you take all of those features combined, you're looking at a very powerful release, especially on account of the workflow enhancements that it provides. You know, that's one thing that we are devoted to going forward. And really since the intro of the product, it's been giving you the tool sets that you need to be able to deliver solutions that meet your customers' needs. Now, of course, within the Niagara Framework, we have all that data connectivity, the normalization, the aggregation that you know and can trust, continue to trust. But along with that, we need to ensure that we're providing new enhancements. And 4.11 really does deliver on that goal. But we didn't just stop at 4.11 because we are now in early access for Niagara 4.12. So please contact Tridium Beta Test at Tridium.com to get access. We would love for you to try it out. And the reason being is we have a number of really great features that really extends what we delivered for 4.11 and levels up a few things. And more specifically, we got Web Wiresheet 2.0. Now, if you're wondering why we have a 2.0, it's because what you're going to get in 4.12 is a much more powerful version than what you currently have within the Workbench application, or even Web Wiresheet 4.11. And the reason being is because we have some really useful linking enhancements that we've put into the product. And it all came about as a result of your feedback. Some of these linking enhancements are going to enable you to be able to use the nav tree, the search service, to be able to link multiple components. So that's going to be a major workflow enhancement. And again, this all comes from you. And that's why we're here. You know, your feedback is absolutely invaluable to us. And I think you'll see that theme emerge as we move throughout this presentation. So in keeping with the core tenets of Niagara, visualization, connectivity, security, deployment, certification, we're going to continue to drive value in these areas. And I think you've heard me say it before, if you've listened to a Tridium talk, but security is going to continue to be our primary pillar. We focus so much of our development time just on security. And the reason being is because that really is the hallmark of our product. We feel that if we do not have security, then we don't have visualization. We can't guarantee connectivity or deployment or any certifications for that matter. So we're going to continue to drive value from a security perspective into every release. And you can rest assured that by staying up to date with Niagara, you're going to have access to the latest and greatest secure instances of the framework. And then when you move to a connectivity perspective, we've got a number of really, really powerful features. We've got an Azure Authenticator for MQTT. And now that actually completes the whole picture because we have all of the major cloud providers. We have that support within the Niagara Framework. So you can use an AWS Authenticator, a Google Authenticator. Now you also have an Azure Authenticator. The HTTP driver is a software option that will be for purchase that is going to actually open the framework up to be able to interact with web services. So REST APIs and other critical endpoints, you'll be able to actually pull data from those endpoints into your Niagara system, and then vice versa, be able to push them out as well. The MSTP engine optimization, we've really been focused on ensuring the stability of our backnet stack, and for 412, I think we've really delivered on that. And with this effort, we actually have re-engineered the way that we handle serial or MSTP based traffic, and we've optimized it to ensure that no tokens are getting dropped and the comm that needs to get to the endpoints gets there accordingly. Then we have support for Max Pro in the video framework. That's going to enable HTML5 streaming into your browser, which is going to round out, or provide you a kind of a unique integration opportunity to get your camera feeds embedded into your end user views in an HTML5 fashion, more importantly. Because traditionally you had to use a Java applet. But in the interest of modernizing the product, we're going to continue to provide you with as many integration options as possible. Now, from a deployment standpoint, we have internationalization support, which is something that's been very critical for us as we continue to grow, especially in the non-English speaking segments of the world. And now you can actually have a release artifact that will have all of the lexicon changes from the previous release to this one. And the reason why that's going to be valuable, if you're a developer or you've built an application on top of the product, you need to be up to date with any lexicon changes. And so we're actually going to give you an actual file with the release that will give you all those changes. So you can quickly make those and then move on and get your application running in 412. Edge tools updates is always going to be something that we're going to continue to enhance. Provisioning continues to remain as the premier way of configuring Niagara devices on your network. And as such, you need to continue to meet your expectations for its use, and we're going to continue to drive value in that regard. Certification and compliance, the expanded history character limitation. This is something I think all of us have run into. And we have a 44 character limitation with history names. But with 412, you no longer have to deal with that. It's now at 200, so you have the freedom, the flexibility to adhere to those point naming schemas that might be dictated by your project specifications or your customers. And this is going to be incredibly useful, again, for these non-English speaking segments of the world that might have a much longer point name just due to the language that's being used therein. So now you actually have the ability to expand that. And then from a backnet standpoint, we've done the necessary development to ensure that any partner that wants to get their portability appliance tested for backnet protocol revision compliance, you can take that to a testing laboratory and you will have the requisite functionality within the Niagara framework to meet protocol revision 15. So a number of really exciting features here in 412. And again, we are requesting as much participation as you can provide in our early access program because it is invaluable to our efforts. I really can't emphasize that enough. So, but we're here to discuss the Innovation Hub. Now, what is the Innovation Hub, right? That's a natural question that you might have asked. And it's a new portal on the Niagara community that's going to provide an interactive forum by which you as the customer, you as the Niagara community user can evaluate prospective features in the Niagara framework. And it really just goes back to that theme that I mentioned previously, and it's that your feedback is invaluable. and we want more. We need more. We need your feedback to ensure we're doing what's right by you and our customers. And if we can provide an option for you to give us that unfettered feedback, then we as Tridium are much better off. You are as well, because your needs will be reflected in the product. Now, we do that currently. You might have a question and say, well, how is this different from a simple post that you might run into when you are navigating through the Niagara community? This is a little different because this is purely for product feature evaluation. And it's going to be something that will be posted by the product management team just to solicit your feedback on that particular topic. Now, I know that when you look at some of the other discussion topics, there can be a propensity for the discussion to kind of migrate from topic to topic, but this is actually just going to provide a very pointed forum for us to solicit your feedback. So why should you use the Innovation Hub? Well, it's going to provide critical user validation and inputs into our development process. You'll have the opportunity to steer the product roadmap on account of your interaction with the Innovation Hub. And we do have a demo coming up here, and I'm gonna have the opportunity to have Vernon Waller join me here. But you'll be able to see, for example, that you can vote or like or dislike some of the product feature enhancements that we have on the roadmap. And then it'll also provide you with the ability to comment on some of those items, which is critical, right? Because in order for us to really get into the detail of what you need, not only do we need your validation, but we do need your input. And the more detail you can provide, the better it will be for us all. And also ensure that you're in the know. You're going to be up to date with the latest upcoming features. It will enable you to be able to plan some of your prospective upgrades. Or let's say that you have a customer that's looking for a certain functionality. If you continue to interact with us on this Innovation Hub, you'll be in the know with what's upcoming. And then what it's going to do is it's going to provide a simplified feedback channel. It's different than what you can go or what you can get from just the standard post within the Niagara Community forums, because it is targeted on just a particular feature. And it's going to open new ways of collaboration and communication with our ever-growing community. And what we're doing is we're hoping that by establishing this will continue to be the kind of feedback mechanism that you use to ensure that your inputs are reflected in our product development process. Now, we don't want to dissuade you by any means from continuing to post questions on the forum, because you've got a number of talented, resourceful people on the forum that will be able to support you. Now, there's more often than not, someone's probably run into the same thing that you have when you're on site or when you're integrating a particular device or system. And it's great to be able to have those folks be able to support you in that event. And you're going to continue to have access to that. We encourage you to continue to post questions, but we also encourage you to participate in this validation of some of the features that we have coming up. Because as I mentioned before, your feedback is invaluable and we need more. So I have the opportunity now to introduce Vernon Waller, who was the man behind all this magic. And we are incredibly grateful for his efforts. And he's going to walk us through how we use the Innovation Hub. So Vernon, thanks again for joining today. Can you walk through, kind of demonstrate some of the features of the Innovation Hub for our customers?
Thank you, Stephen. All right, Stephen, can you see my screen?
I sure can. It's looking great, Vernon.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so as a logged in user, you will now see on your blue taskbar the Innovation Hub. All right, so just simply click on the Innovation Hub. Okay, first, you'll note that we have our disclosure statement will appear right below the Innovation Hub. And I'll start on this side of the screen on the left, and you will see this bright blue Create Idea. Okay, so this feature has not been extended to the Niagara community. It's only been extended to the product marketing team in order to post their ideas. And then once those ideas are posted, we have some filtering. All right, now, this is your opportunity to influence the product marketing roadmap by posting and sharing within these listed ideas. And so let's take a look at an example I've created here. So I'm going to click on this idea, the UX media. Okay, and when it opens up, you'll be able to see the username of the product owner for this particular idea with the title. And you're going to notice we have the details section, so you're going to get an overview, you're going to get a description, and that product owner may have updated some videos. And if you say, hey, I like this idea, we encourage you to vote this idea up, right? Every time you vote it up, it gets points. It says, hey, the community likes this idea. Now, if you may have some suggestions to improve this idea. And here we have the ability to post those suggestions or ask questions, right? Now, if I were to ask a question, we have a formatting toolbar that now we can also add images. If this is a developer and this idea has to do with some type of coding, you can even add code snippets, right? Now, once you ask that question or post that comment, now the product marketing team, they have an opportunity to come in and answer. They can reach out directly to you for more clarification. This is a very resourceful tool here. Now let's go back to the Innovation Hub. Now, this is my demo idea, but there are 3 other ideas out here: your Windows Server 2022 support, your security dashboard expert capability, right? And Windows support. We're looking for you to access the Innovation Hub, go into these ideas and provide that support, that information. Now, another item that we've introduced in our global search bar, if you start to type in a search, if that search criteria is within the Ideas Hub, you will start to see it'll pop up. Here it is right here, Windows 11 support. So even in our global search, we've added a link. So if you're searching for information and we have an idea on that, it's going to appear in the global search. Okay. Quick, easy. I encourage everyone to use this tool. It is phenomenal. Thank you, Stephen. I'll hand it back over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Vernon. All right. So what we want to review now is just a couple of resources and materials that you can continue to use as you move throughout the day, as you go from job to job. And where I want to start is Tridium.com. So we recently upgraded Tridium.com. We reformatted the layout. We reorganized the content. And we did this all with you in mind. We want to ensure that you can inherently locate, or you can logically locate, more importantly, some documents that you need in order to, for example, close out a submittal, or for you to learn more about a particular product. Let's say that you haven't had the opportunity to really look at an Edge 10. You might have just been using a Jace, so to speak, or a rebrand or OEM's rebrand of a Jace, and didn't know about the Edge 10. Well, you've got the ability now to be able to quickly maneuver to that Edge 10 page and find data sheets, spec sheets, as well as any applicable use cases. And then also you'll have the ability to find Tridium Talks as we continue to release these and continue to canvas the community with interactive content. You'll be able to find all of that on Tridium.com, along with, of course, where to buy. In addition to that, we have the Niagara Resource Center. This is going to continue to be the single source of truth for all documentations and resources related to the Niagara Framework. So we encourage you to log into the Niagara Community, interact with the Innovation Hub, but then also use the Niagara Resource Center because it's there for you. It's there to ensure that you have access to that documentation when you need it. Of course, where you can find more Tridium talks, we have a number of them that we released in 2021 that are aligned with more kind of best practices associated with developing applications on top of the product, using 411 features, 410 features. So we do encourage you to take a look at some of the great functionality that we've added to the product since 4.10. Because 2021, 2020, those were difficult years. And we didn't get a chance to meet together. We didn't get a chance to discuss some of these new events, the new features. And so the Tridium Talk is going to continue to serve as a great resource for that effort. Of course, you got the Niagara Pro Tip series as well. Some more kind of pointed instructional demonstrations on how to configure certain services or how to deploy certain analytic rules and other kind of just best practices for configuring your Niagara station. Then, of course, we have the Tridium University that will continue to be the one-stop shop for learning the best practices and how to deploy a Niagara instance. So with that, we will take a pause and I will open it up for some questions. Take a look to see if we have anything. So no questions at the moment, but we'll certainly allow you some time to ask any questions that you have, or even if you have comments, please feel free to, let us know how we're doing. Are you interested in attending the summit? Are there any concerns that you have with attending the summit? Or perhaps any new features you'd like to see in the community? You can use this opportunity to give us that feedback. All right. Not seeing any questions come in, but nevertheless, we are so thankful that you chose to join us today for the Tridium Talk on the Innovation Hub. Again, if you have any questions, any comments, please reach out to your sales support channel. Please reach out through the Niagara community. It's one thing, as I mentioned probably 2 or 3 times, your feedback is invaluable. And we want to continue to hear from you. Thank you, Hendrik. We appreciate your comment and are looking forward to you to use it.
So Stephen, I'll add, we'll be posting the training and links in the Community 2.0 group and community. So that's where you can see the training user guide. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Vernon. As Vernon mentioned, we're going to have a couple ideas up there for you to take a look at, vote on, and to give your feedback on. So we do encourage you to take a look at that when you get a chance. So the summit, George, yes, you do need a ticket to be able to join. So in order for you to be able to engage with the community, take advantage of some of these really exciting discussion forums and panels, you will need a ticket to attend. All right, we'll give it another. So Frederick, the Innovation Hub will be managed by the product management team. So we will continue to post prospective features as they are refined. And you can expect that, just check in. And what we'll try to do as well is when we have some new ideas posted, we'll see if we can create some corresponding marketing artifacts to solicit your participation. But this is going to be managed by the product management team. But we absolutely need your feedback. So again, you do have the ability to post any comments, as well as like or dislike. Is there a point limit to reach for getting new features, ideas? So the idea is that for us, it would be to kind of evaluate the likes and dislikes on it. So the likes and the dislikes correspond to certain points. And if you like or dislike, you'll see a increment of that point or a decrement. And so that's the way that we kind of wager the effectiveness of that feature, or whether it's going to be valuable for you. Thanks again for your questions. We appreciate it. Give everybody another 30 seconds to see if anything else comes in, and we can wrap up. All right, not seeing anything else come in. So we will conclude on that note. Thank you so much for attending today. We wish you a safe, healthy rest of your week. And thanks again for your support and for your business.